Season 2, Episode 1 of Monarch Media.
And I'm Josh. School's back in session, and today Joel and Nilsson are going to be going around asking people what they did over break and how they feel about being back in school.
We're also going to take a look at the NFL playoffs and have some jokes.
Now on to news with Fernando and Tony.
Hi, I'm Tony. Welcome to the new segment of the show. I hope most of you are back in the swing of things after our short break. On January 23rd, there will be a pink out game. Come in, support a great cause.
Doubleheader against Harlan at home. Boys play at 6 and girls play at 7:30. Also, no school on Monday, January 15th, because of Martin Luther King Day.
This week on Local Sports News, I'm Chris.
I'm Michael.
Friday we have a doubleheader, boys and girls basketball at Creston. Girls at 6, boys at 7:30.
Wrestling on the 18th versus Creston and Shenandoah at Creston at 5:30.
Boys and girls basketball versus Shenandoah. Boys won 78-36, a home game, and girls lost 48-49 at Shenandoah at double overtime.
Now on to our interviews with senior Jaden Hayden and senior Jacob Irwin. Hi, Jaden. I want to congratulate you on getting second place at the Atlantic tournament.
Thank you, Michael.
I want to ask you a couple questions. The first question is, how do you prepare yourself both mentally and physically before a big match?
Well, you got to get our warm-up in, jogging around the mat for 10 minutes, doing some static and dynamic stretches. And I always have my earbuds in, listening to rap just to get myself pumped up. And, it's a mental game, so just got to make sure when you go on the mat, you're going to win. Because if you go in with a bad mindset, you already lost.
Well, thank you. And another question for you is, do you think wrestling has changed you at all now that you're a senior and you kind of look back on the 4 years?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely changed me. Just gives me a better work ethic because, wrestling's the hardest thing in the world. So if I can get through wrestling, I can get through all the challenges I may face in my life.
All righty. Well, thank you. All right, I'm here with Jacob Irwin. Jacob, I want to ask you a few questions. Do you set your goals to achieve them, or do you just take things as they come?
I set my goals to achieve them. One of my goals that I want to achieve this year is making state tournament.
All right, that's a good goal to set. When you're on the mat, what is one of the most moves you think you hit the most?
The move that I think I hit the most is probably the double leg takedown.
Alrighty, and last question. Do you think wrestling's for everyone?
No. Wrestling isn't for everyone. You gotta. It's only for certain people. You gotta have the right mentality. Cutting weight. That's probably the hardest thing to do. But wrestling isn't for everyone.
Alrighty, well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Back to Josh and Claire.
Okay. Thanks, Chris and Michael.
Next, here's an update on school being back in session. Joel and Nilsson have this covered.
I'm Nelson.
I'm Joel.
We're at Denison High School. We're going to be asking people what they did over winter break and if school should be canceled today, like you can see in the outside. So let's go and ask people. I got my friend Zachary here. He's a sophomore at Denison High School. What do you do over winter break?
I went with some family members. I played video games and I ate some pozole and tamales.
Sounds like a good day. Should school be canceled today or?
Yeah, I agree school should be canceled today. I went to sleep late because of this, because I thought school was going to get canceled, so I'm pretty cheesed.
Yeah, me too. Well, thank you, Zach, and have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Alright, I'm with Brandon. He's a sophomore, and what'd you do over winter break?
All I did was nothing really. I just chilled and played video games the whole time.
Same. And do you think school should have been canceled today?
Yeah, I thought school should have been canceled. I'm really cheesed right now. I turned on the notifications for the Twitter, and I did not see anything about school.
We have two final segments. Michael will be covering the NFL playoffs.
And to end the show, my co-host and Shelby will have some dad jokes.
The NFL divisional playoff round this weekend. Saturday, Falcons versus Eagles, and Titans versus Patriots.
On Sunday, Saints versus Vikings and Jaguars versus Steelers. It should be a great weekend of football, and I'll be here to update you next week. Now on to Claire and Shelby.
Hi, what's your name?
Cassidy.
All right. Do you want to hear a joke?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Why was the pediatrician always losing his temper?
I don't know.
He has little patience. No.
That was a good one.
That was great. What are you talking about? Hi, what's your name?
Leo.
All right. You want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
Okay. What's a foot's favorite type of chips? Doritos. Hi, what's your name?
Mrs. Coster.
Okay, do you want to hear a joke?
Sure.
Okay. What does a mermaid wash her tail with?
I have no idea.
Tide. That was funny.
What's your name?
Mr. Mish?
Would you like to hear a joke?
Sure.
Okay. Why did the coffee file a police report?
I don't know.
Because it got mugged. What's your name?
JR.
Would you like to hear a joke?
Sure.
Okay. Why don't crabs give to charity?
Why?
Because they're shellfish. What's your name?
Jade.
You want to hear a joke, Jade?
Why not? Sure.
Okay. Where do you learn to make ice cream?
Where?
At Sunday school.
That's all for today's episode. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at DCS Media Tech. Thanks for tuning in to this episode.
Monarch Media, out.